Today I'm going over a brand new poll from the state of Georgia by CBS News that shows Donald Trump leading Kamala Harris by 2 points in the state of Georgia. So this poll finds that Donald Trump leads Kamala Harris 51% to 49%. And the poll also goes into some specifics, such as a 3.3% margin of error, poll conducted between September 20th and 24th. How concerned are you about the U.S. having a strong economy? 70% are very concerned. Functioning democracy, 63% concerned, very concerned. Somewhat concerned about strong economy, 26. Not concerned, 4 for a strong economy, 11% for functioning democracy. So this poll certainly shows that the economy does take precedent over democracy, even by a slight margin. The economy is still the number one concern in this election, which certainly benefits Trump. And I'll show you what I mean by that as well. Personal finances, their policies would make you financially better off. 35% of respondents felt Kamala Harris's policies would make them feel better off. 49% said Trump's policies would be better off. Financially worse off, 45% believe Harris's policies would make it worse. 34% believe Trump's financial policies would make it worse. No difference, 20%, 17%. Views of income and housing costs. Income keeping up with inflation, 21% say yes, 79% say no. Personally, I would love to meet the 21% that thinks income is kept up with inflation, because I certainly do not see that. Housing affordability, 29% say yes, no, 71%. Once again, 29%, I'd like to meet you. Would they make housing more affordable? Harris's policies, 44% say would, 56% say not. Trump's policies, 46% say would not, 54%. So only a slight difference here, not that big of a margin. On democracy and elections, a very, very important issue, especially in 2020 and 2024. Confidence in your vote being counted correctly. Very confident. Democrats have 51%. Republicans only 27%. Somewhat confident, 35% for the Democrats, 45% for Republicans. Not very confident at all, 14% Democrats, 28% Republicans. Definitely a bigger disparage of Republicans feeling their vote is not going to be counted than Democrats feel. What should happen after Georgia's results are counted? Accept results, whoever wins. Democrats have 76% are Harris voters. Trump voters only believe that 53%. Challenge results if your candidate loses. 18% of Harris supporters say that. 43% of Trump supporters say that. Definitely hearkening back to the 2020 election and the situation that followed that. Concerned that officials refuse to certify election results. 47% of Democrats are very concerned. 23% of Republicans are. 33% of Democrats are somewhat concerned. 35% of Republicans are not very concerned at all. Democrats 20%, Republicans 42%. Certainly an issue that, according to this poll, if you're really, really scared about election results being certified, Democrats are much more concerned about that than Republicans are. In Georgia, the law they passed that will require hand counting of ballots, 63% believe it will cause delays, 53% ensure accuracy, 50% reduce risk of fraud, 47% lead to honest errors. I think this is probably goes about party lines, where a majority believe that it will cause delays, but ensures accuracy. I think definitely more Republicans support that than Democrats. Reduce risk of fraud. Again, Republicans, Democrats definitely split on that. Lead to honest errors. I bet this one's probably more similar, very, very closely. When it comes to guns and abortion, laws covering gun sales should be 59% say more strict, 32% kept as is, 9% less strict. And gun violence in Georgia schools, 56% very concerned among all voters, parents 61%, and so forth. Gun violence in Georgia, their policies would reduce gun violence, Harris 35, Trump 25, increase gun violence, Harris 24, Trump 35, no change, 41-40. It's very interesting to see the largest plurality for both is virtually no change. When it comes to abortion in the state of Georgia, 59% believe abortion in Georgia should be legal in all/most cases. 41% find it illegal in all/most cases. Georgia law banning abortion after 6 weeks is 50% say too strict, 12% not strict enough, 38% about right. That's about it for the issues. Now we have key voter groups really quick, where are they trying to earn your support among black voters? 87% say Harris is trying to earn support. Trump's 47%. Not trying to earn it, Harris 13%, Trump 53%. And then also when it comes to black men issues here, Trump leads Georgia's, or just men, excuse me, not black men, just men. Trump leads Georgia's men by double digits. Harris leads women narrowly, producing a gender gap on par with what they saw in 2020 when Georgia was a very close race. So that was a lot to go over and a lot of issues in the state of Georgia that were covered there. But as it factors in right now, Georgia, Trump is up over Harris by 2.4% in the average. And it's a very, very important state, especially to Donald Trump's pathway to victory. I think Kamala Harris would love to win the state of Georgia. It's not entirely necessary for her path to winning. It is essential for Trump's path to winning. And I'll show you what I mean in a second. But first, I just want to look back at the polls where in 2020, Trump was leading Biden here by 1 point. And back in 2016, Trump was leading Clinton here by 4.5. So Trump was up by 1 point in 2020, the actual results being Biden plus 0.3. So Biden did actually overperform the Real Clear Politics average at the time, where Trump actually overperformed his numbers by 1 point. Biden overperformed his numbers by about 2.3 percentage points. So very, very interesting. Biden actually had a little bit of a lead before the election, about a week before on October 31st. Trump's numbers skyrocketed at the end. So it seemed the polls a week before the election in Georgia were actually the most accurate for that back in 2020. But nonetheless, that was 2020. We're looking at 2024. And Georgia was a very close race in 2020, 0.24%. 2016, 5.1%. As I showed you right now, it is looking like that's national. That's 2.4% lead for Trump. The state of Georgia and its 16 electoral votes, if they're going for Donald Trump, is very important to his pathway to victory. That gets him up to 235 and puts him in a position, if he can win the state of North Carolina, then all Trump would need to do is win Pennsylvania to get to 270. If Kamala Harris wins the state of Georgia, I think, first of all, it'd be a sign that Harris is overperforming or performing exactly what the polls say in some other states, but overperforming in Georgia. That gets her up to 242. Trump would be at 254 with North Carolina and Pennsylvania. But if there's a chance that she's winning Georgia, she's probably having a good night, and Trump could be losing Pennsylvania. But let's just say, hypothetically, Trump does win the state of Pennsylvania and loses Georgia. Harris is currently ahead in Michigan and Wisconsin and Nevada. That would get Harris 273. Trump would be at 254. Trump can even win the state of Arizona, and still it would not be enough if Georgia goes to Harris's column. So Trump leading in the polls in Georgia right now is certainly a good sign for him and puts him in a good position to win the election. Right now, Trump is leading in North Carolina and Georgia and Arizona, but narrowly trailing in the state of Pennsylvania. Though if you saw my video yesterday, you'll know the numbers in Pennsylvania are starting to get very interesting, where a lot of polls now are showing that race to be tied, which is a very good sign for Trump in that state. But nonetheless, based on purely polls right now, no other interpretations, no election trends or voter turnout or anything, just looking purely 100% on the polls, this is the map right now. Harris is at 276, Trump 262. But if Trump were to lose Georgia, as I showed you, that'd be detrimental to his chances of winning. Not impossible, but definitely would hurt his chances. Trump winning the state of Georgia does not guarantee him victory, but it does put him in a better position to win if he can string along North Carolina and the state of Arizona, two states he won back in 2016. That puts Trump on the precipice of being able to win. He just then needs to pick off one more of the Midwestern states. I'm not talking about Nevada too much, because even if Trump does win Nevada, he's still 2 electoral votes short of 270. He would need to win one of the Midwestern states or pull off a unlikely comeback in a state like New Hampshire, Minnesota, or Virginia, where winning a state like Pennsylvania would be more likely for Trump at this time. So definitely a very, very important poll out of the state of Georgia. Trump leading here is very good for his chances, and it certainly is a good sign for him. Still, the all-important state of Pennsylvania is what we need to be watching for right now. But Trump leading in Georgia is absolutely a good sign for him and his chances in the election. That will do it for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please remember to give it a like. And if you really liked it, please remember to click the subscribe button. And make sure you turn post notifications on so you always get notified when I post a new video. That way you never miss one. Also, please remember to share this video with your friends and family if you really, really, really like the video. And remember to stay tuned, because I'll be posting at least one video every single day leading up until Election Day. So I'd really appreciate it if you keep coming back and watching those videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in a future video.